they are going to continue. I will be using this passion twist hair by Darling Black and this kinky hair by Lush, also in black color, just a slight touch of color. So see you guys when I am done with the back of the hair. It has been a long day. This is how far I have come. This thing has taken me up to 5 hours. I'm just going to show you guys tips and tricks to make your own experience easier. I used one passion twist for each of the braids, and then I have this is for the remaining 4 hair I have. So I'll just go ahead and cut this into 2, and taking this off, I can split each one into 2, so that is going to give me 4. So I use about this much hair. So you would naturally reach for your crochet and want to attach it this way. Let me do it for this one. I want to attach it in the middle here, but from making this whole hair, I found out that it makes it more difficult. So what you would do is go towards one end and latch onto the hair from one side, just like this, so that when you pass it through the hair, you will not have to. Can you see how easy this is? If you don't do that, you might have to keep dragging the hair from that middle part that you're latched onto. You will drag it until you're almost here before you start struggling to pull out one of the end, because both of them are equal. So as I say, just grab the end and pull it through. Then I also found out that when unraveling the passion twist to make it fluffy, I don't do this and then shear everything into 2. If you do it that way, it's going to come here and get tangled, and it's just super annoying. So what I've found out that works faster is unravel both ends, and then I will just do this without really dragging everything into 2. Don't try to separate into 2 and separate into 4, and it will just make your journey and your experience more tedious, kind of. So I just do that, just like that, fluff it like that, and that's all. Don't need to shear it all the way. But just like that first one, I am going to grab the end and latch it onto the hair again. You cannot put both of them at the same time because they have different texture, they have different purposes, and mixing it up is just going to waste more of your time. So I will proceed to also attach this. Now if you feel as if your hair is hurting you, right, instead of attaching the latch hook to the base of your scalp, just attach it through any of the braids here. So you can just pass your latch hook through the braid, then when it's time to roll the hair, you go down, roll all the way to your scalp to tighten it up before you go down. You mustn't attach the hair extension to your hair or to your scalp. But my braid is really loose. In case you mistakenly make your braids not loose, then that tip is for you. So I went right under my braid and attached this. So see how easy it is. It's already set. So I reduce it depending on how much length I might use for rolling this. I am conscious to make sure that it's sufficient. The only places it wasn't sufficient were on top of here that I have the longest braids. So I am sure this one will be sufficient. I can afford to pull it down a little bit so that I will not have too much extra here. But if you're not sure if it's going to be sufficient, then make this shorter end as short as possible to make sure that your braid is okay. So this one just has up to here to go, so of course I don't need too much of it. I'm just going to add this one here. I try to use, so I have 3 here. The kinky hair are equal. If I'm working, let's say the braid is here and I need it to be longer, I will just shift one of these and make it longer. You get what I mean? So here they can be equal because I am sure it will get to where I want it to stop. So I will proceed to make sure that my tiny teeny braid is tucked in between all this afro fluff, all this fluffy goodness, and then I can now proceed to roll. So bring this one out. Now you're going to roll tightly at the base of your hair to make it as tight as you want. You have to be careful. In short, you don't need anybody to tell you. If you're making it too tight, you will feel it. So you have to make it tight, but not uncomfortably tight. But it's very easy for it to get uncomfortably tight. When I am trying to tighten it up, I don't bother with fluffing this thing. Now that we need it to be scattered, it's easy arranging itself. So once I am done tightening the base, then I have to make sure that the passion twist I have to make sure that the passion twist is fluffy before going around. So I make sure it is fluffed out and I just gently bracket the hair. Before wrapping it over, I add my thumb to the strand I am creating and wrap over it. Can you see? Without grabbing the... I don't do this. Although you can, it's going to give you a bigger butterfly. I don't do that. So I just let it slide over just a little. You can see these ones are remaining here. And then I go on top once, twice, let it go, open up my fluff and under. Okay? So once I am done, I can easily create another one almost immediately. 1, 2, let it go, under. So I just open it up and it's just like you're embracing the strand with the hair, nothing tight. Fluff it out, open it up and just embrace this. Even if you don't do the butterfly effect, if you have the idea of embracing the braid with the passion twist, then it's going to look distressed. Can you see I didn't make any butterfly, but because this thing is so loosely wrapped, all these coils can still be popping out when it is embracing the braid, so you can have that effect going on. So I have forgotten myself, so I just stopped. So let's say you run out of hair. I have not run out of hair yet and I'm almost at the length I want, but I want to show you. Okay, I can show you in the next one, so let's just finish this one up. Left out, baby. So and put it just enough for this doesn't need any level of carefulness, except you're using a color that is different from your hair. Then you should be bothered about making sure your hair color is covered. Apart from that, just wrap as the spirit directs. But if you wrap it more loosely, then you'll get a fluffier type of butterfly. Shit, I have passed my... And if you wrap it tightly, you're going to get a tighter, smaller, less flexible. Yes, I tried it. As you can see, mine is really flexible. It can really move around. Like if you're making it tight as you're going around, then it is going to end up being like stiff and short like this. Like if you move it to, okay, like this long one will look just like this. If you move it from here, you can move it to be moving like this because it's too stiff, it's not flexible. And you know, your hair is supposed to flow, darling. It's supposed to flow. Let's demonstrate me winding it tightly so that we can all see how it's going to come. So at this point I have secured the roots. Now I can start with the hair itself while going around tight. So what I am doing differently is just pulling on this one when going around. So I'm applying pressure to this one and pulling it. I actually prefer this one. Oh god, this one is so much more distressed. The old one I did is so much more distressed. So if you get to the base and feel as if what you have here is too much, what I do is I just cut off part of it. So this is the kinky hair I have left. I will section a little of it out to still use and then cut this one if I don't want to wrap it all around. Wrapping it is going to increase the bulk on the bottom of the braid, so it depends on you if you want it or not, up to you. So I just cut this one off and then just around there I start winding back upwards tightly, still tightly. I can also still create a butterfly with this one when I'm going back up, so all of them join. So this is the tight one. Does it look different? And this is the regular one. Can you see the difference? Oh, this is what I intended doing and I did this. I should have made my hair tighter. See the difference? This one looks more ras. That's why my hair is so full. This one is tighter. It looks more shiny. It looks a little bit more undistressed. But if you leave your braid tight, it's going to look more distressed. Let me hold it up against my face so that you can see the difference. Can you see the difference? This is the one. For this one, I was wrapping it more tightly than I did for this. So this one is more distressed, more fluffy, and it made my hair fuller. If the size is this equal amount of braiding hair or hair extension. So if I had done the whole hair like this, it would have come out not as full as this. So now let's say I want to add my hint of color. I cannot always take it off like this. Ow! I've also done this before where I just finish my wrapping with kinky hair. Until I get to where I want to, and then I can start going back up.